I got a little story for you for the beginning of the pod. I expected to be home
Oh,
about 10 minutes earlier, but we got stopped because something crazy was happening outside.
okay. Outside of the house?
Pretty close, yeah.
Oh,
For one, have you seen
um,
any of the
a
big
wreck.
fire going on right now? There was like a
No,
grass fire that turned into like businesses catching on fire and like homes
but
like.
it's on the west side, right?
Yeah, but like when we were
I
driving home, you could see so much like dark smoke in the air. Like we
uh-huh.
thought it was close, and we are like, "Oh fuck, that's actually pretty far away. It must be a big fire if we could still see
I
it."
got like a notification from like the Citizen app that said it was like on the
Oh,
west side or
really?
something. I didn't look exactly where it was, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it was hard to
Uh,
tell. I was trying to find it on Twitter, but anyways, we were talking about that. We went and got Starbucks. We were like, "Okay, we're gonna come home and do the podcast, and then we were gonna watch Big Brother tonight and shit." And
yeah.
we're driving home from Starbucks, and Angela goes, "Is that fucking car on fire?" And Taylor pulls over, and there is in someone's driveway, their front of their car is on fire. The flames are going up. It starts to catch their house on fire. So the neighbors are running to bang the door. We're outside, like, what the fuck? We're gonna call the police. And then the neighbors already called the police. And then another guy ran out with a bunch of fire extinguishers. And like all of a sudden, like a bunch of cops are coming, and we're like, what the fuck is going on over here? All of a sudden,
Yeah.
it was nuts. But we
That
were
is
like,
crazy.
me and Taylor would have not even seen the car on fire if Angela wasn't just like, what the fuck is that car on fire?
Yogurt!
But it
It
it was
it
nuts.
was it was just in there sitting in their
Yeah,
driveway?
the guy was in his house, had no idea. He was just in his house chilling, sleeping, watching TV. I don't know, and his the front of his SUV was on fire.
Well, that's like our place when we lived in Awatuki. It just like
This is nuts.
we had no clue our patio was on fire, and we
Mm-hmm.
had like people banging on our door. We're like, "What the fuck?" Like nobody was out. Like it was just like 3 o'clock or two.
Get out! You're on
Yeah,
fire.
yeah, 1:30 on like a Saturday afternoon. So
That's gotta be so weird to hear. Like, hey, get out of your house! It's on fire. You're like, what? I'm in it. What do you mean?
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, but I didn't expect to catch a fire on the way here. Oh, but look, here's a video of like
Oh
someone driving
shit,
by the fire. But yeah, it was a huge fire, and then we're just driving home. We're like, oh, cool, another fire. Like, what the fuck? Why is everything burning down today?
that is crazy.
So we decided we're just gonna stay indoors the rest of the night. It's probably safer.
Oh, I don't want to. It's like wanting me to sign up for fucking premium. I'm like, what are we doing here?
If you want to know where, if you want to know where the fires are in your neighborhood, you got to pay us extra.
Yeah, I'm like,
Then you can
what?
know where the fires are in your neighborhood. Okay.
Okay,
All
I'm ready.
right.
My hair's a goddamn mess. I didn't fucking want to grab my hat. I was like, whatever, dude. Fucking going on vacation in 2 days. Fuck.
Yeah, people think Hess doesn't look sexy.
Seriously, fuck off! God, I'm horny.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Pleeka podcast. Today we're talking about Kill Bill Volume 1. I'm Jerome. With me, as always, is Hess.
Hess.
Yeah, what did you think about Kill Bill Volume 1? I know it's not the first time you've seen it, but what did you think about it this time?
It's good. It's good. I enjoy it.
It's good. That's it. See you guys next week.
It's good.
Peace out.
It's good. You should watch it, and when we come back in 2 weeks, we can talk about it.
We got Volume 2. It was still good.
That would be funny if you just put that out. It's like literally like a 45-second fucking pod.
That would be so funny. Would you do a whole intro? It was good. All right, see you guys next week.
It was good.
See you guys
I
later.
enjoyed it. You guys should watch it.
I did enjoy the anime bit in it more this time than I did.
Pussy.
I didn't mean to click that, but that was kind of funny. But I enjoyed that more now than I did as a kid. I used to hate that part as a kid. I think maybe even scared me a little bit as a kid, or unsettled me, or bored me. I don't know. But I enjoyed it now.
I was just gonna yawn all night long. God, I was yawning when you were doing the intro. Fuck. I'm indifferent to it. It doesn't.
Oh, really?
It's just one of those things where I'm like, okay.
At a certain point, I
I've seen
want
this movie
her
a
to be
few
doing it,
times.
though. You know.
I've seen the movie a few times, so it's just like.
Mhm.
So, and honestly, I almost texted you last night at like 5 or 6 because I hadn't even started it yet, and I was just gonna be like, dude, I'm not. But I was like, I'm just gonna push through.
That's
But like,
funny.
I watched it, but I
Mhm.
did not watch it in one sitting. So
That's so
like
funny.
like I said, I
we
finished the
both
shit up
almost did
today.
that. Yesterday, me and Taylor went and saw the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Oh yeah,
And
how
then
was that?
which I really did like that. It's really short too, so that helps. It's not 2 hours long like a lot of other
I
movies are
heard.
lately.
I saw a lot of people saying it was actually
But
good
yeah,
or whatever.
it's really fun, and I like Seth Rogen and like Paul Rudd and a ton of people are in it. And Ice Cube's the villain, which is weird, but I really
Well, there
like
you
that.
go.
But so we watched that, and then because it was a full moon, we were like, oh, let's watch some werewolf stuff. And we came home, we were watching Teen Wolf, and while we were in the middle of watching it, I go, oh, son of a bitch, I'm supposed to watch Kill Bill tonight. And Taylor goes, it was like 10:45, and Taylor's like, well, I guess you're watching that after this episode. So at like 11 o'clock last night, I started Kill Bill,
Well,
and then I
there
finished
you
it
go.
last night.
Yeah. So I watched some last night, and then I watched a little bit while I ate breakfast at work today, and then I finished it when I got home. So, but yeah, it was just I don't know. I'm like trying to pack, trying to do laundry, and I'm like, fuck, dude. But I was like,
That's a
dude,
lot.
I'm just gonna fucking watch it because
At least it's
I'm
a
like,
simple movie though. Like there's not a lot going on.
right.
It's kind it's more, I guess, than his other movies. It's not like a whole lot of just conversations, but
Yeah,
it's easy to follow.
it is. I feel like it is pretty easy to follow.
I feel like it's. I never think about this movie being out of order. I really only think of Pulp Fiction for his movies to be out of order. But I think this movie does it the best. I don't really remember if Kill Bill 2 does that. But I felt like the storytelling in this, the way it being out of order, made the story better.
Yeah. I like the story. I think it's so hilarious when like she finally gets to the truck, the pussy wagon truck. Which I don't know if you looked that up. Like that was actually Quentin Tarantino. He owned that truck.
I knew he owned it. Was it before
and he would
the
drive
movie?
it. He would drive it around L.A. and I guess he loaned it to Lady Gaga for her music video in 2010. So it's a song she did with Beyonce in 2010.
Oh,
but I guess he
wow.
loaned it to her for her music video. I don't know if he still owns it, but I guess I read a thing and it just said that he did own it and that he would drive it around LA like regularly.
That's funny.
So,
No, if I had that truck, I would want to drive that around a lot too.
Pretty funny, but like when she finally gets in the truck and she like just looks at her toes and she's like,
oh yeah, the
wiggle
your big toe.
wiggle your I'm like, if it's really that, I don't think it's that easy. But
yeah,
I mean,
no, I like how she does that. She gives a whole explanation to herself, and then it's like 13 hours later, she completed the whole everything. Just got every toe good. Her leg muscles are fine. She's completely restored.
Because then she's like, well, the hard part's over. So I'm like, what? That's the hard part, huh? Just getting that first toe to
I guess
wig.
I kind of get that because that's like, I feel like it's supposed to be like the mental thing. She got herself to do it. Now she got one thing moving. Now if you've done it once, you can keep going. But I feel like that would take more than 13 hours. I mean, maybe Quentin did some research on that, but I feel like to be completely like rehabilitated, maybe a little more than 13 hours.
Yeah, I'm not 100%.
It does. This movie always reminds me too. You know, in Happy Gilmore.
Third time yawning.
And if Nick was here, he'd be counting every single yawn. He would love to do that.
He would. He would for sure.
But in Happy Gilmore, when there was the TV version and he was going to fight Bob Barker, you know how like at the end of their fight in the movie, he's like, the price is wrong, bitch.
Yeah.
In the TV version on ABC, he was going to say, the price is wrong, Bobby. And for some reason, that got me like excited, like they changed the word in the movie or something. So I went to watch it and they just bleeped it out. They didn't even have him say Bobby. That was just for the ad.
Yeah.
So then they did the same thing. I don't remember what it was, but I got so excited when I watched the TV version of Buck or of that scene, and I think he goes, "My name is Buck, and I'm here to party." And I always found that to be so much funnier in the scenes when he's like that. Because then I think
I'm surprised they even made a TV version of this.
I think even in part of it, like they call it the party wagon instead of the pussy wagon or something like that.
Because I mean, just like the amount of blood and stuff, like towards the last 45 minutes. I mean, she cuts the fucking Sophie's arm off. And shit's just spraying all over.
I like that too when she lets everybody else leave, and she's like, "Not you though. You stay there."
Yeah. So I'm like, holy shit, dude. But I mean, I don't know. I've always liked this movie. It's so weird to me because, I mean, it's Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction and this, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's completely two different characters. So, I mean, she has like she has the dark hair in Pulp Fiction.
Although it is similar because like it's like the teams seem like, you know, when she brings up the Fox 45 or whatever, it does seem a little connected, which is kind of fun. I like that.
Yeah, I read something and I forgot what it was, but it said something about the two roles were connected or something or
Oh yeah,
some
I
shit.
bet he's got something like that. He likes to connect his
So
shit. I forget what
Kill
movies too, because like
Bill
some of his
Volume
movies
One.
in his universe are movies like in Pulp Fiction. They might watch Kill Bill and stuff like that. He says afterwards we should go back and see which ones are like connected and which
Oh yeah,
ones are
we
like
could totally
fictional or whatever.
do that. Let's see here. When she's in at the beginning when she's fighting Vivica Fox or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, she does like she makes a square with her hand or with her finger.
Oh, mm-hmm.
It's she said she draws a square with her finger in the air. This is a direct callback to Uma Thurman's character Mia Wallace in Pulp Fiction, who makes a similar hand gesture in Vincent Vega's car.
I thought that was it. When that happened, I was like, am
Yeah,
I just remembering her doing that in this movie, or did she just do
yeah,
that? So that makes
no,
sense.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I saw because I was like, oh shit. I'm like, I go, I'll remember that, and then I
Mm-hmm.
fucking didn't remember it, but
Speaking of
fucking
the
dumb.
movie connections, though, did you see the
True
True Romance?
Romance.
Did you catch the Elvis glasses from that she took from Buck?
I did not. I didn't notice
The
that they were
glasses that
Elvis
he had
glasses.
like in his pocket and that she put on to leave the hospital were the Elvis glasses from True
Oh,
Romance.
nice,
Yeah,
very nice.
thought that was kind of fun.
Yeah, that would hurt if you're slamming someone's head
Oh
in the
my
fucking
god,
door.
that would be awful.
He's all calm. He's like, "Can you stop
Can you
hitting
stop
me?"
hitting me? And then she's like, "Your name is Buck, right? You're here to fuck, right?" And just bam. This movie seems like it would be fun to make if you're anybody but the actors. It seems like it is just a pain in the ass to be the actors. And I even
Yeah,
like Quentin almost killed her, and I think a driving scene in part 2, stuff like that, kind of ruined their relationship, some things like that. But I feel like
which
not being the
sucks.
actors in this would be a lot of fun to make. Like not having to do
Yeah,
all the sword fighting and running up the staircases and like all that shit.
I know.
That just seems
That's the
miserable.
one thing that's and I know that that's just the way the movie is, and it's paying like homage to the
Oh.
whatever shit.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing that I've never liked. It was like
Oh, really?
the Airbender shit where they're
Oh, I
like
always find that
jumping.
really
I
fun.
fucking hate that shit.
It's just so
It
bonkers to me. When
fucking
like,
drives me
and then they're
silly.
getting like knocked down. They're trying to climb back up the stairs as
I
they're
know.
fighting. That just seems so fun to me.
I've never liked that.
That's funny. So
But
you just want
I don't
them to
know.
like
That's
to just
just
be like actual sword fight, like kind of like at the end with
yes,
her like when the two fight.
yes, yes.
I love
Well, I
how
don't have
that
a problem
looks
with it,
too.
but that's just the thing that
That's just
like
what you prefer more.
yeah, because like I've never I wouldn't watch like the whatever Japanese or Chinese like the
Oh.
Last Airbender and stuff because they do stuff like that. It's just like I know it's a movie and it's for entertainment purposes, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like come on, like I want to at least have somewhat
See,
believable
see,
here. You know what I mean?
I like those little bits that are so exact because like his movies seem pretty real, but then like someone gets shot and like a gallon of blood flies out their back
yeah,
and shit
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So like I equate those to being
That gets
just
a
as like a
little
little bit
annoying as well too.
exaggerated. I love
Not
those little
annoying,
bits. Oh really?
but
I love when
not
movies get
not
exaggerated because then it's like oh it's still a movie. There's still
yeah,
fun here just being a movie. It doesn't have to be
yeah.
real.
Like I say, not annoying. I guess it's just one of those things where it's just like okay, like that
Like
seems like a bit much,
in
but
Django when they're shooting each other all at the end inside that house and blood's just fucking
yeah,
pouring everywhere. I love that bit
everywhere.
because it's just
Yeah,
so exaggerated.
but that's Tarantino,
Yeah, true.
so
Did you see
that is his thing.
Kill Bill 1 in theaters when it came out?
I don't I don't remember. Trying to think. I don't think maybe I did. I don't know.
I was wondering if you
Um,
remember because I feel like this would be cool to see in theaters. 'Cause, like I watched it in my backyard on a projector and that was neat. But like I feel like in a real theater that'd be really fun.
it would be. I feel like it would be a lot of fun to see in theater. I don't.
Whistle sounded so loud.
It's the phone. My phone. But yeah, I don't know if I did. I don't know if I did see it in theaters
Do you
or not.
did you watch it before seeing part 2? Because I don't think I ever watched these like waiting for part 2. I think I always got to watch them both back to back.
No, I'm pretty sure I watched this before I watched part two.
Oh, okay. Have you seen
I'm trying
2?
to
I saw when I
think.
was looking up for just to make sure we were on Kill Bill. I saw that he has a version that I've never watched it where it's both the movies put together. It's like a 4 hour and 7 minute
Oh, I did
version,
not see that.
but it has both of them together. I was curious if like how that flows with them being together like that.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
I mean, you'd have to have a whole goddamn night to be able to watch that. But
Yeah. Good
that
luck
would be
with
that'd be
me not
interesting.
falling asleep.
I was telling Taylor it'd be funny. Imagine like we do a podcast on Kill Bill 1, then Kill Bill 2, and then we do
And
Death.
then
And
we
then
watch
no,
1, 2.
then you do Death Proof, and then you do the podcast on both of them together.
Supposedly, one of the dudes in this movie is in Death Proof too. I read
I saw that. It's
something about he's like a mechanic or something in the fucking Death Proof or something.
I can't think of his name, but there's a cop that's in this, like the sheriff in the beginning. That the guy. He's also in Tusk. I can't think of his name. But that dude in here that was like touching her and she spit on his face, like the blood.
Yeah.
He's that same cop in this, I think Death Proof, and something else. He's the same character in all of those. I saw something like that in a trivia, IMDb trivia or YouTube video or something.
I don't know. I like looking up the trivia and finding like little trinkets and stuff. Like, it's kind of cool. I think.
Like how I like you always find in one of those that's like, oh, Quentin Tarantino always has like whatever, I forget which car it is, but it's one of their cars from Reservoir Dogs. It might even be the Reservoir Dogs car. Like that always drives by in the background in one of the movies. And then in during filming one of the movies, they got like scratched, or like someone got on set and scratched or did something to fuck it up. And then they wrote the line, I think, in Pulp Fiction of like someone keying his car and all that because they really did key the car. So it was fun, like reading them, like, oh, that's real life affected that scene because some fucker messed up his car or whatever. That's always fun.
It is fun. It is cool. I think it's really cool how that works.
Which Kill Bill do you remember liking more? Because I always remember being a bigger fan of the first.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a bigger. I remember 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't ever remember 2 as much too.
I don't remember 2 very much, so it'll be interesting to see how much I remember going in. I mean, it's gonna be a couple weeks, but it'll be interesting to see because I've always felt that I liked 1 better. So
yeah, me too. I always thought the 1 was a lot more fun, and then 2 just kind of like wrapped things up. Is how I felt. Yeah,
because I mean, she goes after Bill and stuff in the next one.
And when we get like she kills the rest of the gang of all the people.
Because do we even see Bill's face in this movie?
No, you don't. Which I've always really liked that they just keep him hitting. You just hear his voice. It's like he's always
and you
very
see him
calm.
like holding his sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like when he's in the hospital, he's like you just see his hands around like her, like touching her. Like it's very mysterious with him. That's fun. It does feel like really old, like maybe a samurai movie or like something.
I wonder how that works. Like with I mean, because it's David Carradine.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I wonder how much he got paid to do this movie.
Yeah.
You know
or like
because he's not really on screen. Or was it even David Carradine? Did he read lines?
It could have been someone else, and he's just there
doing
audio, talking into a mic. I wonder if, because like I don't know,
because he might have been shooting another movie or something, and then he's like, "Oh, dude, I really want you in this movie." He's like, "You know what? I'm just gonna make it fucking mysterious. I just need you to read lines."
I'm looking it up. I wonder if Kill Bill 1 and 2, if they filmed them back to back.
I think this one came out in 2003, and I believe the next one came out in 2004. So. I feel like they had to be pretty closely filmed for.
Because if they did film back, it says Volume 2.
I thought it said 2004. Maybe it was 2005.
Yeah, it was. They were released 6 months apart. So yeah, they had.
Which is crazy.
It was. Oh yeah, it was. So it was planned. Oh, so it was just edited into 2 films. So yeah, it was supposed to be one giant film, and then they edited it into 2 films. It says. So that makes sense. So then, so he probably just got paid, like, because then they were going to show his face just towards the end of the movie. So that kind of makes sense. But that's fun, too. I wonder when they realize that, like, they're editing it, and they're like, oh, shit. He's actually not going to show up in the first movie if we do it this way.
Yeah, it is interesting.
But that's fun. That's an interesting choice. I almost wish you could go the whole movie not knowing Bill, and then Bill's just kind of like a mysterious figure. But, like, you got to have her kill Bill at the end still, so I guess you'd have to see him for that.
Yeah. It's funny. Fuck!
Has got sniped.
Bam! It's funny. So, towards the end, when she is fighting like all the fucking henchmen or whatever they call them, like the part where
the Yakuza shows up.
No, when she's walking and they go underneath the. on the bottom of her shoe says "fuck you" on the bottom. I paused it
Oh,
because
really?
I was like, I'm like, what does that say? So I paused it and I was like just going like millisecond by millisecond, and it says "fuck you." And then I was looking at this article. I kept scrolling down and it says, I'm like, it does. It's like when and it says "fuck you"
Mm-hmm.
on the bottom of her shoes because I was like,
That's
what does that
hilarious. I'll
say?
have to put a
Because I'm
picture
like,
in
it
here or
looked like it
something.
says something. Yeah.
That's funny.
So
Is that the only time in the movie you could see it say "fuck you"?
I believe so.
That's kind of cool, though.
Yeah, it just says right after the bride cuts off Sophie Fatale's left arm, the camera shoots the bride from below underneath the glass floor of the restaurant. You can see both of her shoes have "fuck you" carved into the rubber of the sole.
That's really cool. I'll have to look out for that next time I watch this.
Yeah. It
Um,
was I mean shit. Because I was like, what is that? I'm like, it looks like it says something. So I like paused it and I rewound it just a tad. Because I watched it when I got home. I watched it on the Xbox. I was just sitting at the desk here and one. So, yeah, I was like that's actually kind of cool.
that reminds
And then it was on that list.
That's funny. It reminds me of in Pulp Fiction, you could pause it when Bruce Willis is getting out of the shower and you can see his cock. I remember
Oh, nice.
Nick and Angela used to do that every single time they'd watch the movie. And then I'd hear my mom being like, "Oh, look, Jerome, that's Bruce Willis's cock. It's right there." And then you're like, yep, I can see Bruce Willis's cock.
You're like, thanks.
There it is, Mom.
Duh. Winning.
Thanks,
But yeah, so
Mom.
if you want to go see Bruce Willis's penis, you're curious,
I
you can go
never
check it
knew
out
that.
in Pulp Fiction, yeah.
Never knew that.
He goes full dong in there.
Full dong,
I
which
wonder,
is weird.
I actually wonder why Bruce Willis isn't in any other Quentin Tarantino movies.
That is kind of weird.
He's only in Pulp Fiction, huh?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
actually
it is just pulpy.
that's actually really weird.
Little pulpy thick.
So what do you think of all the henchmen that we get in this movie that she goes after? What do you have a favorite like fight scene that she like the one with the? I feel like the obvious favorite is her fighting the chick and the daughter comes home and like cereals everywhere and all that. You know.
Yeah, in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. I also like the one at the end with the young girl with like the ball and chain.
That's a really fun scene.
Yeah. And I've always thought, because like that girl's wearing Nikes, and then like she stabs her in the foot. I've always thought that like Nike should release a pair.
Like bloody.
Where one foot is like perfect and the other one's just like red, stained in blood. Like I've always thought like
that would be fun.
how
I'm
fucking
surprised
cool
they haven't.
that would be. I mean, maybe they have. I don't know, but I'm like that would be so cool.
I would
to be
totally
like,
get a pair of Kill Bill Nikes.
Yeah,
just have like a little bit of blood in there, and maybe like a hole from a nail going through like where your toes. Yeah, that'd be
because
good.
I was like, as as she's laying there killed or whatever, they show, her foot, and it's just like it's blood. So I was like, dude, I've always thought like that'd be so cool to if Nike were to just make like a shoe like that.
I'd love that. Would you wear those whenever there's shoes like that? Do you wear them or do you just keep them?
I feel like I would probably wear them on like a special, like if we were going out, like to like a movie premiere, or like going
you're gonna go watch Kill Bill Volume 3. You wear your Kill Bill Nikes.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not a big shoe collector guy, so I did just create a pair of Dunks. Like they have like there was like create your own Dunks or whatever. So I did just create a pair of Dunks. And it's funny. I can send you pictures after, but like they look like they're like black, yellow, and red.
So they kind of made them Kill Bill color.
Yeah. Which not even thinking, but
that's funny.
Like, and it's funny because like I did them and then I sent them to my daughter. And she's like, those are like low key fire. And then I was like,
so
really?
She really liked them.
She was like, those are dope. And I was like, oh shit. I'm like, no. I've always wanted a pair of Dunks. So I was just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it. So
nice.
I did it.
Maybe you don't even know, but you should be like a shoe designer. Maybe you've got the eye.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
I've always liked like whenever you can go to a website and like design a shoe like that. But then I feel like I always just end up making it look so ugly. Like, I'll just throw wild colors and shit on there. Like, do you remember when I had those lemon wiener shoes that Nick let me custom make? And they were just green and black Nikes. It was like literally this color green Nikes. and those fuckers let me wear those around. No one stopped me from making those ugly ass green Nikes.
There's nothing wrong. I mean, that's what you liked.
True. It was cool. On the back, they said lemon wiener. On one shoe said lemon, one shoe said wiener.
Yeah.
But then one of our dogs ate the lemon, so then I think I only have the wiener shoe now left. Which seems fitting,
Wow.
I guess, that I have a wiener shoe. Although I don't know where it's at. Probably in my closet or something. But I do have my little wiener Nike.
Yeah, I mean, like, who cares? Like, that's the whole thing about it. Like, the thing is like, they're only gonna. I mean, that's why they do it, because like, they're not gonna make fucking 40,000 pairs of those shoes.
No, yeah,
because it's like you're
one.
the only one. Yeah. So that's the nice thing about it is because it's like, you might pay a little bit more money, but at the same time, it's like you get what you want.
Yeah,
and
no,
what
when it's
you
personalized, that's always a little worth it.
Because like a couple of years ago, I did it for Peyton. He has like custom Air Force Ones that he like. That's what he wanted for his birthday. So like, I was like, all right, cool. So when they had it, like, because they don't always have it, but when it came, I was like, all right, I'm like, let's and so he like picked out what he wanted and fucking. So he still has them.
That's
so.
Fun. That's really fun. For yours, did you put "fuck you" on the bottom too to solidify it?
No, it didn't. It didn't give me that option, but that would be freaking cool as hell if it did.
You could put some words on the bottom of your shoe. That'd be great. How do you like how the ending looks with Lucy Liu? Like how I feel like that just looks so nice. How they filmed that with like the snow, the blood from them, the little like well thing pouring with water and all that, and like just everything about that scene is so nice.
It's almost like a calming, like a peaceful.
Yeah, really.
But I think they did that on purpose.
Probably.
I kind of think that's where what they were shooting for.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, it's like I don't know. I've always thought it was like peaceful and calming and like yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I've always liked this movie better than the first or the second one to my remembrance. So we'll see. But and it's also funny too, like when she cuts her fucking like top of her fucking head off or whatever, and then it like slowly pans to like showing you that the top of her head is missing.
Yeah,
I've always thought that was funny.
Man, it just looks so odd. I remember like the first time seeing that, you're like, oh fuck. Like, it's also, it confuses the shit out of me, always like how sword works, and I know it's just kind of like a movie thing, but like, she cut her head off, and like, her brain seems fine there, like, just the scalp and the hair came off, that's it, but it's like, whatever, you gotta get past that.
Yeah, we got you.
Did you send...
Did I what?
Did you send me the pictures?
No, that's what I was gonna do right now.
Oh, okay, I was just gonna say, I haven't gotten it yet.
The other thing too, the other thing I was gonna say is like, I've always remembered that like to be it. Like for whatever reason, when I was watching it, like I was getting ready to shut off the Xbox, but then it's
no same. I thought after she killed her, it was like you heard maybe the little bit from Bill, and then it was like over. I forgot she throws the bitch down the snow, and Bill has a whole conversation with her and says the daughter's alive and all that.
Yeah, and then like you see, Bill, talking to Sophie, like they're gonna, and she's like, "Did you happen to tell her that her daughter's still alive?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder if there's gonna be another one. But yeah, all right, I'm sending those to you right now.
It's a little unfortunate that Mads Mikkelsen's kind of barely in this one. Because you see him in the beginning and the end, but him and that nurse, I don't know why, they've always intrigued me since I was little. Like, I always really liked her dressed up as a nurse going down to the hospital to, like, go to kill her and all those things, and, like, her eye patches she would wear and shit. It always just seems so fun.
She really comes off as evil.
Oh, yeah.
But
those are really actually nice. I really like those. Those look good.
Thank you. Yeah, I was just, like, fucking around, and then I screenshot them and sent them to my daughter, and she was like, "Those are low key fires."
Yeah,
and then I was like,
"I think Taylor would really like those too."
I'm like, "Sweet." So yeah, when I was watching this, I'm like, kind of matches like her outfit because she's got the yellow, the yellow jumpsuit, and she got the red and yellow shoes.
When she was on the bike with her jumpsuit, it totally reminded of that fucker from Warzone that would always run around with that kind of outfit in Warzone.
Yeah,
that, like, it was basically Kill Bill, but they didn't call it Kill Bill.
It would be cool if they did like a Kill Bill outfit in like Warzone and shit.
Oh, that would
be cool.
Be fun. This movie, because I've always really, really liked Lucy Liu. That's the part that was kind of disappointed me with the animated part too. Was like once it gets to her as an adult and all that, I just want to see Lucy Liu do that stuff.
Right.
Because like her in like the boardroom when she cuts the dude's heads off and like yells at the dude and like speak now or like whatever she says to them.
Right.
Like I love that bit. I love with her fighting everybody. Like it's just, she's always fun in this, but she's barely in it. So I would really like to see more of her.
And then in the beginning, she looks totally different.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and like the cut scenes like back when she, like when they tried to kill. When they tried to kill her, like, you know, however, does it say how long it go? I mean, I know it said 4 years that she was in that coma for 4 years or whatever. I think
I can't remember
when the dude. I think it said 4 years later, or maybe it said 4 months later.
I think it is 4 years.
Because I'm like, that's a long time to be in a fucking coma.
Which also, speaking of that,
and how shitty.
Going back
how
to
many people?
Yeah,
dumped inside of her. Like,
exactly.
Ugh.
What fucking horrible.
Dude's just making thousands
and also,
of dollars on it.
Yeah,
Fuck.
Jesus.
And then that Vaseline bottle, I was like, ugh. I'm like, that looks so gross.
That scene always weirded me out, too, because it was so strange watching, I don't know the guy's name, but the guy that she bites his lip off or his tongue or whatever it is, that dude's in like a shit ton of Adam Sandler movies. So I'd always see him around being like, hey, Bobby, and like saying shit to Adam Sandler in movies, but then now he's trying to rape Uma Thurman and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is weird. I'm not on board for this. But yeah, that was always strange to me. Can you imagine, like, you wake up as her, you're like, oh, fuck, I'm in a coma in a hospital. I don't have my daughter.
Baby's
my daughter's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, they're coming in. I have to pretend to be sleeping. And then you find out that you've been constantly raped while you've been asleep. Like, what the no wonder she's getting revenge for that, and then you gotta fucking stop and get some middle revenge for these guys in the hospital.
Yeah.
Whole movie about her. I think that's what also makes it's like she gets a lot of the revenge, I feel like, in this almost, and then in 2, when by the time she gets to Bill, it's almost like, whatever. You got your daughter and stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Kinda.
Like, I almost don't care if she kills Bill, I feel like, by that end, usually.
For whatever reason, too, I was thinking that Vivica Fox was in this longer than, like, she's just in it in the very beginning.
I think I don't remember how long she's in 2 either, because I feel like she's like the opening fight in 2, but I could be wrong.
Because I was like, shit. I'm like, am I remembering it wrong? Apparently, I was. But yeah, I was like, fuck. I'm like, I feel like she was in this shit like so much longer, but I've always found that I've always liked that scene because like her daughter's like there and she's like you know, like telling her like go play, like mommy's just got a friend over, and then like, you know, it's like,
well, it always seemed like it really was setting up to be the actual conclusion too, where that daughter would come and try to get revenge on Uma Thurman and shit. So like that's also like a little kind of fun part of it too. You're like, oh, maybe this will continue, you know?
Right.
But then
exactly
that'll never happen now.
Doesn't happen.
Is there any last things you want to say about Kill Bill? We have 2 minutes left here. I can't really think of anything. I really enjoyed this. This is probably one of his movies that I could watch anytime and be fine with.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the case with most of his movies, but like I could especially like the last 40 minutes of this when it's just all sword fighting. I could watch that all day.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I don't think there's anything else I need or thought to mention. I don't think so. I think this is it. I think that's all. That's all I got.
So then after this, there's gonna be, which for us it'll be like a 2-week break, right?
But a 2-week break
for the people, because we're ahead a week on the pods. It'll only be a week with no pods, which I'll probably put out some videos or clips or random shit like that. Oh, okay, we have less than a minute, so I gotta do an outro here. All right, outro. Ladies and gentle dudes, we'll be back in a couple weeks for Kill Bill Part 2.
We'll see, bitch.
Make sure to follow us on X and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube on our Clips channel and all kinds of shit we got. And come back in 2 weeks for Kill Bill Volume 2. Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Peace.
Shut up, bitch.
Shut up, bitch.